everyone, we're here with Joe from Within the Ruins. We're going to chat about their new album, Phenomena 2. Um, you guys are out of Western Mass, is that right?
Yeah, for the most part. We were originally always from Massachusetts. We got a few guys in Texas right now. Well, they live there, but yeah, band started in Massachusetts.
Okay. That's I guess the benefit of technology today is like you can be anywhere in the world really
Yeah,
and still make stuff happen.
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's
So,
great. It's a blessing, but it's also it's kind of weird. Like I miss the old days, but
yeah, get in the room, everyone plays and goes, "Man, that sucks." Like,
yeah, we still try to do that, but it is easier and sometimes cheaper to just kind of go back and forth like this and send shit to each other. So
yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. So,
yeah.
what I guess the new album, when did you guys like start writing it and how long did it take you to finish recording?
So I have a studio. I've done our albums for the past like 10 years. And so we're a little weird. I don't really have a specific like an exact, it's just like a big weird process. But I started writing for this one at the beginning of 2021 because our previous album came out at the end of 2020, I think, in November. So from the beginning of 2021 up until February of this year when we turned it in for mix, it was
Okay.
yeah, 3 years straight of writing, recording. I was still writing right up until the day before I had to send it to mix. So that's the beauty of having your own place, being able to do stuff on your own. The only negative is that it makes you sometimes lazy and makes everything take longer. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it was a solid 3 years, man. Like I wrote, I generally write the guitar and the music and program drums, and it took me probably a year of doing that till I started sending stuff to the guys. Um, and then Steve, our vocalist, lives in San Antonio, our bass player Paolo as well. So Steve would fly out here for like a week. I think he did like 4 or 5 sessions where he flew out here, and each time we would do like a few songs. So we did that over the course of like 2 years as well, as I was still writing. So it was all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, that's all right though. It's good to have. I feel like a lot of people who have their own studios and have the ability to do that. I guess a little bit of laziness, but it's also like you feel that spark of creativity and it's like, "Oh, I'm going to go do this now. I don't have to book time and wait and
Yeah, you're right. I maybe shouldn't have said lazy, but because we worked our asses off. But it is really nice to be able. I guess you just have to realize exactly what you said. Like it's nice. Like my studio is in the same building that my brewery is in, so like literally, if I'm at work or whatever, and then it's also 10 minutes from my house, I just run over there and just open up a session and start. And then even when I was tracking guitars and doing the rest of my stuff, I would always have the session open and ready to go. So if I had a half hour, I'd just run over there and that type of thing. So yeah, it is nice to have that freedom because it does affect the album. I like the first like probably 3 albums that we did. It was like get from home from tour, write the album as fast as you can, go record it, and go back on tour.
yeah.
So that affected the album, and it wasn't like in a negative way, but like you can definitely when you can really spend a couple years on a project, it
Yeah.
ends up being like exactly what you wanted. So
Yeah, I feel like that it allows you're like, oh, I really want to try and push this boundary this time, and you find that sound that really helps you get there organically and authentic and without it feeling fake and manufactured, you know?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely helped. I'll let you keep going, but I'll say that there was there were like 3 or 4 tracks that I had at the beginning of this project that were intended to be on the album, but because we had the time, as we started to get more into the process, other songs got better and started to really shape the direction that we finally found to go in. So half of the stuff I had in the beginning just got scrapped. I mean, there's still, maybe they'll come out someday, but that's the beauty of it for sure.
Yeah. Well, and something really cool, like I said, you guys are super new to me. And I am enjoying the sound, but digging back, like you can hear a progression in the different albums,
Mm.
that I feel like I want to say this right because I don't want to offend, anyone, but like it
No
feels,
worries.
well, not you, but like other people, right? Because for you guys, I feel like there are some artists out there that they found what works for them. They're in their groove, and it's, this is exactly what we're putting out every time. It's like almost like copy paste.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's that with you guys at all.
Okay, cool. That's good to hear.
Like, it's just like a natural progression, which
Yeah.
I feel like it helps expand the fan base.
Yes, you're 100% right. And I appreciate recognizing the progression, even just going through stuff, as a new listener. But we do have a pretty split um, fan base. Like we have, I mean, a lot of other bands do as well, but we've been a band for a long time. It's been a slow growth. We didn't just overnight start playing fucking huge shows, but there's always the people who only know the first album or two. Then there's always the people who are into the third and fourth album and then didn't like the next one. And then there's the people who like the most recent one and this one. So every time we play a show, it's like hard to please. Like we literally have this array of like I stopped listening after this album, or I just only listened to this new one because I don't like the old shit. Which is fine. It's great. But
As long as they're buying the record, right?
sure, as long as they're enjoying it. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
give a shit who buys what, as long as somebody gets enjoyment out of it. That's pretty much why we do it. So,
Yeah. Well, do you feel like when you write, you primarily write music for you?
yep. 100%. And I think that's fine. I'm saying in the most, I don't know if it's humble, but it's in the most non-selfish way. It's just been a part of my life. Since I started playing with our drummer when I was, I think, 15. He was a year younger than me, so he didn't even know how to play drums when we started. Like it
Hmm.
was literally like that, and just knew we wanted to be like Metallica, or like we just wanted to be rock stars. And
Yeah.
it was just all I've been obsessed with it. I still am. It's just something that I do, whether I put it on a record or whether we tour, or I'm still going to be writing. And it's just, and I really only write within the ruins stuff. Like I've tried to write other types of stuff and it ends up just going to sounding like within the ruins. So it's just what I do. It's part of my life. So yeah, I mean, everything I write has to be different to me and fresh to me and not repetitive to me. And I kind of have to challenge myself to just grow. And the feeling you get like doing anything else comparable is just, it makes me happy. So that's why I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm just glad that we got a band and we can do some shows and shit too while we're at it.
I think that's, when we look at the music industry and the longevity of bands, I feel like the bands that have lasted the longest have always written music for themselves, right? It's like, I'm going to write it because I've got to get it out. And if someone else likes it, awesome. But it lends itself to the authenticity of the music because you're not specifically trying to like, we're going to sell out stadiums by writing a riff this way, you
Right.
know?
100%. Yep.
So you mentioned Metallica, and it's funny that you mentioned them just because of like the split audience, right? Because their
Yeah.
audience,
Yeah, they have that too. A
yeah,
little worse than us, but yeah.
yeah, it's well, I was, maybe I am, was, I don't know, one of those guys. Grew up with the early days of and Justice for All and Master Puppets, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All, and then,
Yeah.
of course, Black Album, which was like,
Yeah,
it,
that was where everybody just it was like, what the fuck, what's happening?
yeah, yeah. Some people are like, oh, it's cool, and some people are like, I mean, I don't know, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
turn it off, but I won't seek it out. And other people are like,
right.
it fucking sucked, but
Yeah. I
you know,
mean, there's beauty in that right there. So
yeah,
I love it, like I just mentioned in another thing I did, I don't read comments. I don't read reviews. I could honestly care less. Um, but yeah, it's like it's great if there's people that are like, I don't fucking like this new album, I like this one, and then people argue about it, and people have like that's gonna happen, whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's art, right? Like
Yeah, it's yep for sure.
some people like it, some people won't. It just is what it is. But that's
Yeah,
where, writing music that you want to write and listen to really pushes beyond what someone says.
yeah, for sure.
Um, so you guys got big tour plans lined up with the new album?
I don't know if they're big, but like we've we haven't been so as soon as COVID hit and all that, all that shit, like we've been slow to get back on the road, and we've been like in limbo. Like we put our last album out in 2020, and we knew like we put it out and we're like, well shit, nothing's gonna happen with this. We're not, we never got to tour off it.
Right.
So then we just kind of, up until that point, we had toured since like 2007 or 8. A lot of the first few years was DIY, but we were on the road for a good 10 years straight. And, um, I'm talking like 8 months, 9 months out of the year. So when COVID happened, in a way, it took a minute to get used to, but we were kind of like, wow, this is actually nice. Like 10 years of our lives were
On
touring
yeah.
and never knowing what home was like at all. So we kind of that was a piece of it. We kind of enjoyed it, and we kind of got our lives together a little bit. I had a kid. People got better jobs. I own a brewery. I was, just opening the brewery. So we're like, let's just go with it and take a break, kind of, and we were in between albums. So like we took our time with this one so we could still kind of enjoy being home. And yeah, now we're getting to the point. We're doing some stuff. We're announcing on Friday. We're doing some stuff in October, but we're doing it the old guy way. We're doing like a Midwest leg, and then we're taking a week, and then we're doing like Northeast, and then taking a week off. Just kind of like, I mean, we're not all local, so no matter what we do, we have to fly, and we have to fly with gear, and we have a whole second rig in Texas. That's like our other home base now, since our other guys live there, and then we got our rig here. So it's kind of how we're doing stuff now, and just kind of seeing how it goes. I mean, I miss touring. I love touring, but I don't miss the like 80 days in a row.
Yeah.
And like I did it all. It was really fun. None of us are in that place right now to do that yet. So we're just kind of taking it step by step with getting back on the road. So yeah, we'll be doing stuff in the fall.
Where so this will come out Sunday.
Yep.
So
Oh,
like
yep.
where in the Midwest are you hitting?
It's kind of a random, since our guys live in San Antonio, our vocalist and our bass player, we're flying there. We wanted to do Denver. It's tough because the Midwest is so huge.
Yeah.
And it was like, do we go from Texas to New Mexico to Arizona? And then like when we get that far, we might as well do the West Coast, but we didn't want to do that much all at once. So we're doing like I think it's Lubbock, Texas to get to Denver, and we're doing Oklahoma City, a couple weird markets, but then we're doing San Antonio and Dallas, and there's one other one I'm trying to remember. So that's just a little warm up thing, and then we're gonna be doing the Northeast. We're actually doing Toronto, Montreal. We're doing Worcester at the Palladium, I think. Doing Pennsylvania, New York. So just I don't know. We just picked places that we haven't been to that we know we have good shows in usually. And it's like I said, it's been a long time since we've done stuff. So we're
Yeah.
just starting out with that shit, and then kind of in the mix to see what else, if anything, any offers come up for Europe or like November, and then not a lot happens in the dead of the winter. I hate touring in the wintertime anyway. It's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
But that's all we got for right now. We're in the mix. We're just kind of seeing what's coming along. So,
Right on. But
uh,
I think last time I was at the Palladium was the Shadows Fall reunion.
oh yeah, we played that one, right?
I think you guys did actually.
Was it in like like
It was
2021?
21. Yeah, it was December of
Yeah,
21.
yeah, we played that. Yep.
Holy shit.
Yes.
I did see
Oh,
you guys there. I was
yeah. It's
so
okay.
drunk.
We just hopped on it because we're local. And Shadows Fall. So we actually did a beer for that fest too. The brewery that I own, yeah, we did the Shadows Fall beer.
I have one of your flags hanging up on my wall.
Oh, you got a flag?
Yeah.
Good for you. We were looking for them the next day. We were like, where the fuck all the flags go?
Yeah, they like I saw a small one and I was like, "Oh, dude, like that's cool." Like
Yeah.
if it's still there on my way out, I'll grab it and if no
Hell
one
yeah.
stops me, cool. Well, I didn't. I got the fucking big like 4 foot by 8 foot.
Nice.
I'm like, "Holy shit, dude."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that's fucking funny.
Yep.
Brian Fair was just talking about like he's like I think I'm gonna hit those guys up and do another fucking beer for
Yeah.
their show this year.
Yes, I think I heard something about it. So that's very cool. I'm glad they want to do it again, and I'm glad they did that because we've been doing stuff, not to get off topic, but we've been doing tying in the brewery with music and doing beers for bands and stuff. Like so we're doing a Metal Monday shit, not this next Monday. Um at my brewery, we're doing a listening party for this album before it comes out and doing a beer release for it. We've been just trying to like kind of combine the beer with the music stuff. So,
Yeah, it's I feel like those go hand in hand though,
of course.
right? Like
Yep.
it's just what you go to a show, you drink some beer.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
What made you get into to like brewing?
Um, well, I think we started home brewing, like me and my brother, in like 2013 maybe. It was just like I just got into the craft beer scene and I liked beer and I drank a shitload when we toured. I just like beer. But yeah, we just went out and one night and we just liked the craft beer stuff. So we were like got a beer kit and started making beer. It was kind of my hobby when I wasn't on tour because I didn't work when I wasn't on tour. So if I was home for a few weeks, we just like we had this whole crazy setup at my house and just brewed away. And then yeah, I don't know. It was always just an idea to maybe open one, like a small one, and just see what it would do. And I knew I needed something substantial to fall back onto because, like, if you're not on tour, you're really not making a bunch of money.
Yeah.
We always work in between tours, so yeah, we got lucky. We found a cool spot and we went for it and put all the money we had into it. And then that was 7 years ago. So
Hell yeah. That's Tin
yeah,
Bridge, right?
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That's so wild.
It's crazy. It's a lot of
Yeah.
work, but it's great, man.
Yeah, good for you though. Like to have that other, that other arm because I know, especially in current times, a long time ago it was single income households were fine and now,
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's just not anywhere near that. I mean, my wife is a full-time nurse and then I've got 4 or 5 things that I do for money and it's like,
Yep.
holy shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's the way it is, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, to that, like again, the music industry is even since we started, like, at one point we started making money pretty much when the original Phenomena came out, so 10 years ago. And we're like, yeah, this is cool, but you go home and then all your money's gone after a month. It's
Yeah.
like it's what it is. No one's getting like huge royalty checks, and like it's it was when CDs were stopping. I think our 2017 album was the last time. I don't even know if that CD was in stores. I think it was just that
Just
time
like,
of where like, holy shit, everything's going to streaming. What is going to happen? And
yeah,
they didn't have the streaming stuff. It's still not good, but they didn't even have it how it is now, where you do get some money from it. It was like pretty bad for a minute. I was like,
yeah,
what are we doing?
yeah.
So
Gotta do something. And it's,
yeah,
that I think the transition into the digital age has, it's changed a lot for bands like you guys, like you're saying, because
yeah,
it used to be, if I remember right, like with BMI and ASCAP, you were looking at every time your song got played on the radio more than 15 seconds or whatever, you got 12 cents. It's like, well, shit.
yeah.
If every radio station plays it once, we're, made a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, we weren't even close to radio either, obviously, in this genre. But
Right.
I'm not gonna shit on the whole streaming thing too much, because like they did get somewhat of a system. I still don't think artists get what they deserve, and I think some earnings get lost somewhere.
Hmm.
But at least there's statements and they keep track, and um, we do get some money now. So like something's happening, but yeah, it's never gonna be like it used to be.
No,
So
that's the truth. And I think that's the whole argument too is, it's like streaming sucks because it doesn't pay the artists. And I'm with you. I
yeah.
think, musicians should get paid a lot more than what they make, especially in current days, because music is my life, you know.
Yeah, man.
But at the same time, when I was growing up, we did a lot of tape trading. So,
Yeah.
no artists were getting paid when we were dubbing shit onto tapes and sending
Yeah.
it out.
I used to do that too. So yeah, you think about that too. Like it never, there's always going to be shit like that. So yeah, in a way it's good because it keeps track, and it is more accessible, and you can like fucking advertise now, and you can and it, you see all those bands that pop up next to the band you're listening to, the
Yeah,
suggested bands and bands that sound like this. It's not a terrible thing, but it's definitely not where it should be yet, but
right.
whatever.
It's getting there, right? Small steps.
Mhm.
Hopefully one day it's a big step and like everyone starts making what they should be making and we get back to, maybe not the Ozzy snorting ants off the fucking sidewalk, but
For sure.
you
Yeah.
know, musicians need to make money too.
Yeah.
Uh, that's fucking cool. Do you have like hopes or goals with the release of Phenomena too?
Um, I hope that I honestly think people will like it. I don't have to hope that people like it. Like I think it's great material, whether you're a new fan or especially if you're already a fan. Like we didn't stray too far from, we didn't try to reinvent our sound or anything. So I hope people enjoy it. I hope it can just get out there as much. Like I don't know how, you know, Blackheart, the album we did in 2020, ended up doing really well, and we weren't even active touring or doing anything. We weren't even like promoting it, but the label's like, "Wow, that's streaming really well." We're like, "Oh, good. Well, as long as people are listening to it, fuck yeah. As long as you'll sign us for another one, we'll keep doing it." It's kind of like that. Like I just hope it's financially a good enough of a success for our label to no, because our label's been awesome. We've been on our label. It was E1. It's Monarch now. But they're great and they let us kind of do what we want. They know that we're serious about it, even if we take 4 years to put an album out. But they're like, yo, do it, yeah, whatever. So, but they invest a lot into it too. So, you just gotta. The hope is that all that gets taken care of, and then we can keep doing what we're doing. And I don't know, maybe some big ass band will send us an offer to support on like a real tour.
Well,
That's my hope. I'll do a real tour if it's, Lamb of God tour or fucking something like that.
Bittner just left Overkill to focus on Shads and
Saw that, yeah.
Category 7. So
Yeah.
Hey Jason, make something
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just I did my work and I enjoyed writing it and I enjoy the album. So like whatever happens now, I kind of just like hopefully people find it and enjoy it.
yeah. Well, I sent it to my daughter's boyfriend. I was like, "Hey, you're gonna like this, dude. Like, listen, get your friends into it."
Yeah. Does that still happen?
Yes.
How old are they? Is it
So my daughter's 17, boyfriend's 18.
okay? People still listen to shit and tell people like you gotta
Yes.
listen to this because I feel
100.
like there's so much out there and everything's so accessible. I feel like in a way sometimes people are just like, yeah, whatever. There's music.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Well,
but
I think you're right. I think there are people who are like, yeah, there, if I want to listen to it, I can find it. But you get um, the obsessives like me, and
yeah,
literally my day starts by like checking my texts and okay, I got to listen to this today because so and so
nice.
sent it to me. So,
Yeah, awesome.
if I can translate that into the younger generation and get them into it too, like
Yeah, yeah.
hell
I'm
yeah.
like, hopefully there's still like this word of mouth thing for the for the younger kids now or text, I guess. Word.
Yeah, word of
um,
text,
I
whatever
don't
it
know what
is.
they do, but yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I hope people find it, share it, and it'll be good.
Yeah, I feel like it's a really solid album. I'm
Nice.
I'm excited about it. I'm gonna ask you this, and I probably read it in the promo. It's coming out on vinyl, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a double vinyl because the album itself wouldn't fit on one. Um, it's
On
actually
a
pretty
single
funny.
disc, yeah.
Yeah, front and back it wouldn't fit, and we're like, fuck, how do we like? So it's coming out as a double. So in order to make it all work, we decided to put the entire album as instrumental as well because um, there's three instrumentals on the album already. I always liked doing instrumentals because Metallica for me. But so we decided to put the instrumentals like on the third disc only, and then also add all the other eight songs as instrumentals as well to fill up the rest of that vinyl thing. So, um, yeah, that'll be cool. I mean, we released a thing in like 2018, and it was like a collection of three albums, all as instrumentals.
Hmm.
So we have a lot of like we have a lot of appreciative music fans and guitar nerds, which I can say because I am. So like people love hearing the instrumental stuff of not to take anything away from the vocals, but like it's a different experience. So yeah, a double vinyl.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is, right? And that's I think you and I are pretty close in age, right? When even the bands that had vocalists like you guys, they would have instrumental tracks on there. So it's super cool to say, okay, we did vocals on the song, but we're also going to release it instrumentally because it's a
Yeah,
completely different experience.
yeah, for sure. And it's funny you don't think about it, but every song on this album or any album, it was all instrumental up to the point where we said, okay, we have to add vocals now.
Yeah.
So they were always just written as a piece of music, as an instrumental to me, with keeping vocals in mind. Like you got to write where vocals would go, kind of. But yeah, to me, they're all instrumentals until Steve comes with his lyrics and we start throwing vocals on, and then it's like, whoa, what is this turning into?
Yeah.
So it's cool to hear the reverse of
Here.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's there's a band, the Ocean Collective. I don't know if you're familiar with them,
I haven't heard of it.
but they do oh, they released an album. God, it was probably eight, 8 or 10 years ago, and they did that. It was my first experience with the album with vocals and the album as an instrumental. So to
Yeah,
listen through and then be able to listen to it all it was a it was a really cool experience because you don't think about it,
yeah, for
you know?
sure. Yeah, that and doing being the engineer on the album, doing all we Steve and I pretty much produced the album. It was just us two recording most of it. Um, we even released a guitar only version of the single Castle in the Sky that came out in June.
Hmm.
And that was my idea. The label was like, "What? Okay, yeah, that's cool. The more content, the better." But I was finding these like things on YouTube where it's like isolated tracks. I think a lot of it started because like Guitar Hero, so the bands would have to send all the tracks separately for Guitar Hero. So I started finding Metallica like Master of Puppets guitar only or like drums only. And to me, that shit is cooler than the actual song
Yeah.
because you can hear like the picking and like the hand moving on the guitar and like it's just such a cool thing because it's also so it's like this was recorded 40 years ago and this is James just playing. It's like cool as fuck. So I think we'll be doing some of those too, like drums only, guitars only, because like why not? It's just again a totally like different experience with the song.
Oh yeah, and it's like, as crazy as it sound, it diversifies you guys too. It's not just, hey, here's a full song. It's like, here's the drums. What can you do with it? Or here's the guitar.
Yeah, well, that
And it,
too. A lot of kids like to play to the songs and or do playthroughs and shit. And then if you could just have the drum track,
yeah,
just whatever the guitar track. Yeah, I mean whatever, man. That's kind of like what's going on now. I haven't seen really any bands purposely release anything like that, but I just thought it was a cool idea. So we'll probably be doing a bunch of those too once the album's out.
yeah, I agree. I think that's a really fucking cool idea.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, now I'm really excited for what is coming for you guys. Like
Yeah, thanks, man. Same here. Every time we do an album, it's something new, and again, with the way things are today and the amount of content you can put out and you need to put out,
yeah,
just really change. It's just like I never thought we would put just guitars out, but like whatever.
yeah, no, it's like it could, I guess it could be weird. Or worse, you could be Frank Zappa playing a bicycle on the Steve Allen show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
You
you
never
know.
know.
But
You never know.
that's the beauty of music too, right? Is you can literally do whatever
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and make it work.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay. Vinyl variants. Do you guys have a bunch of vinyl variants?
Yeah, we picked out. Actually, our vocalist Steve picked him out. He's him and our bass player are better at shit like that. Um, but yeah, there's some cool. There's a re-release of the original Phenomena, and that's like a cool like splatter green. They're all a type of green color to go with the artwork, but
Okay.
I believe there's the reprint of the original Phenomena, and then two variations available through our label, and then I think there's three other colors, but I think some of them are for Europe. I've got like kind of lost in this whole thing when we were getting to that shit. But yeah, there's a good amount of them available, and I'm not even sure where some are going to be available, but I'm trying to find them myself.
So people, so everyone do your fucking research, and if you know, send the band a message and say, "Hey, I found it here."
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, that's also the cool thing about vinyl. I mean, for one, no one really buys a CD. It's maybe that'll happen eventually. It's cool to have a CD. Not no one, but it's just like on the road, we sell vinyl. We
yeah,
can have a CD right there. It could be $2, and people are like, "Nah, I don't want CD. I want vinyl."
yeah.
And
Vinyl can be $50, and they're still like, "I'll take that
still,
over
because
the."
it's something you can hold in your hand. It's part, it has the insert. It's kind of like they're collectible. I mean,
Yeah,
however you want to look at it, their artwork, you can hang them up. Some people don't even open them. Like I have a fucking bunch of vinyl that because I'm like I need to get that because there's only 300 of them,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So they're yeah, vinyl is cool. It's definitely been coming back and yeah,
It's yeah. I like that it's coming back because I feel like that's a great avenue for a band. Um, just like another I'm going to call it a merch avenue, but it's another avenue for the listener because it's just like you said, it's not just the music at that point, it's an entire experience.
yeah,
You know,
like
you
it used to be. Yeah.
yeah, like I walked in
Yeah,
on
for
my
sure.
daughter the other day. I was like talking to my wife and I walk in my daughter's room and she's in there listening to Deftones Saturday Night Wrist and got the record going, and I'm like, you don't know how fucking
Nice.
proud I am, that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Like hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So hopefully we get, more kids into more vinyl and we can, kind of get back to the bands making
Yeah.
some money and being able to survive on it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely helpful as a merch item because like yeah, it was like I said, it was to the point where it's like we need something to sell. We can sell t-shirts, but like bands need to recoup. It costs money to do an album, even if you do it yourself. Like, where do the money's got to recoup at least so we can keep going, I don't
Yeah.
even care if we make money, but yeah,
Yeah. If we could just fucking break even, we're good, you
sure.
know?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, Joe, I know like you've had a long day of interviews. I'm sure you got other shit to do. So I don't want to keep you. I greatly appreciate your time and you coming to join me today.
No problem, man. Thank you.
I'm gonna take a picture of my thing and try and send it to the band page so you can take a look. I
Oh,
set
you're
the flag
yeah, okay, cool. Definitely, man.
for
Yeah, we
sure.
we do our own Facebook and Instagram and all that shit, so we'll see
Cool.
it.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Well, dude, go
Well,
have yourself a great day.
yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for your time, and maybe we'll see you at a show around. You're from around this area, right?
No, no, I live in Kentucky.
Kentucky, but you went all the way to the Palladium for the Shadows Fall.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I went with a couple of buddies of mine. Like as soon as they announced that reunion, one of my
Yeah,
buddies is just a huge Shadows Fall fan, and
yeah,
we one of our friends is Jason Bittner's tech.
yeah.
So we're like, well, let's just go. We'll fucking have drinks with Brian and we'll do whatever. And we did.
Cool.
And so funny, like we stopped in. This is such a stupid story. We we had a 6 or 8 hour layover in LaGuardia, so
Yeah.
we fucking were drinking all day, and we ran into Ja Rule of all
Oh,
people.
really?
Yeah. So I got a photo with Ja Rule just because
Nice.
it's stupid and funny.
No, that's great.
Uh, and on the way home, all of us, well, 2/3 of us got fucking COVID.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I got COVID after that show too.
Oh,
For that
yeah,
was definitely going around.
yeah. I feel like most of that crowd got COVID. It was
Yes.
so crazy.
Yeah.
So when they announced the show this year, I was like, "Hey, dude, do you guys want to go?" My buddy's like, "Too close to Christmas. I am not getting COVID again. My wife
Again.
will kill me."
Yeah, I had 3 COVID Christmases myself.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Whatever. All
Well,
right,
maybe we'll see you at something at some point. So hit us up.
for sure. Hopefully soon, dude. Have yourself a
Yeah.
great day.
All right, man.
All
Thanks.
right, see ya.